Well, after a really fun-filled but full day, we made it to Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise.
Hi, Michelle here from Travelling Over 60. Come join me on this adventure.
Hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel and you've been watching what I've been doing on my adventure. If you haven't already seen them, maybe you'd like to watch the videos of what happened between Jasper and Lake Louise. But for now, let's go and see what we did in the next few days in this magnificent place. Before checking in, we had a quick look around the town, but that's coming up in another video. For now, let's have a check-in of the weather. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and it was 13 degrees, but it was quite pleasant if you dress appropriately. We were comfortable just in jeans and we still had our walking boots on, a short sleeve t-shirt, a jumper, a jacket, and we went down to have a look at the lake. Come and have a look. Now call me crazy, call me old. No, don't call me old, call me young. But who doesn't love a door like this? You gotta risk it to get in it. Woohoo! And we're out. I'll just turn around and show you the door from this side. Beautiful door. Now that's the front where we came in. Our rooms are over that way, right? And then down here, and this is where the lake is. So you need to walk to it, of course. I want to show you the road. So they have gutters, and the gutters have dips. Over there you can see they're painted yellow, but be careful, some of them are all broken up. The road has potholes and things, so be careful. But you can walk all the way along there on a path that looks pretty good. So I'm going to make my way over there now, just crossing the road. Now where I'm crossing is not where you should be crossing. I'm just walking across the middle of the road. So I am going to have to step up this curb. But if you couldn't do that, you would just walk from that way, where it's all flat. And then this is all flat. And walking down, there's some cracks in the concrete. They told us that happens because water gets under all the paths, and then when it's cold, they freeze and then crack, and then the ice will melt, and then you get these big cracks in all the paths. So you're going to probably come across some here and there wherever it snows. Now down here, there seems to be a lot of people down here. So I'm going to turn off and we'll find a spot where there's not too many people. You know how I don't like to get people's faces in. Lake Louise. So this is the Fairmont at Lake Louise. This is the front, but as you can see, they're doing a lot of construction work on this side. So it's a bit hard to get a really good photo, but I'll try. So here's one of those cracks. It's a massive crack. You have to actually step over it. It's quite large. It gets a bit bigger down, so just be careful. Now here we are at the lake. I'm going to try and take photos later when there's not many people around. But as you can see, the lake is starting to melt. Now they've given us instructions. Do not walk on the lake because the ice is so thin. But of course, lots of people don't listen to the rules. And here we are. These people across here, the ones with the white pants on, one of them just nearly fell in, sunk down low into about their ankle, nearly their knee, I suppose. And now it's just stopped. I'm not sure if they're worried about walking any further. But don't walk on the thin ice. Now, there's hundreds of people here. They bring coaches up so everyone can have a look. And I'm going to wait until all the coaches leave and come out and see what I can get a bit later this afternoon and maybe even tomorrow morning for sunrise. We'll see.
We took some time to just sit and enjoy the view, and this happened.
Avalanche.
Now you can see I'm zoomed in and it just looks like a puff of smoke, but everybody stopped to take a look at it.
Here you go.
Well, we've seen an awful lot today, so we headed back into the hotel for a really nice drink. And then it was time for our freedom of choice dinner. Now, if you watched my last video, you may have already seen this, but let's have a quick look at it again. So the food in the hotel was amazing. I don't really like to recommend different restaurants because we all have different tastes, but every one of us ate at different restaurants here and we all enjoyed the food. We headed up for some rest because we were going to try and see the Northern Lights. Now, if you want to see more of that, you'll have to watch this video. After all that excitement through the night, I was still up early, and this is the view from my window. So I thought I'd go down and I'd get some video for you of what the lake looks like today. Before I show you around, let's have a quick check-in of the weather. 3 degrees, it's freezing. Well, we had on jeans. I started with just warm shoes on and changed over to walking boots later. I had a long sleeve t-shirt, a jumper, a jacket, a scarf, and the hood on my jacket up. Okay, we're ready now. Let's go and have a look.
This is so much more peaceful this morning. There's only the people from the hotel here, and we can walk around and just look at this beautiful view. Now, showing you again these big cracks. I'll show you with my foot how big they are. Don't know if you can see that. They're quite deep. So if you were even in a wheelchair, they would get stuck in those crevices. So there's plenty of space to walk though. Just show you the back of these people. The paths are really big. Just avoid that side. Look here how clear the water is. It's just beautiful. Now, it's about 6:30 in the morning. It's 3 degrees. And because we're at a higher elevation, I really do keep having to take big, deep breaths. I feel like, I'm just going to try and show you this while I'm talking. Look at that. The ice is melting. So yes, I feel like I'm very short of breath all the time, and that has to do with the elevation. So if you're an asthmatic, make sure you bring a puffer. It does make me feel a bit better with the puffer, but I still get short of breath. Indeed, see the different spots where the ice is getting thinner, and within a week or two they say that this will just be all lake. Now, just for reference again, we're here in May. Today is May the 12th, Canadian Mother's Day.
And a big thank you to APT and Craig, our tour guide, for our lovely little surprise in our room. Now, after our morning stroll, we headed back to the restaurant for breakfast. And the food again was beautiful. Our view for this morning, though, is snow. After breakfast, we were met by a mountain heritage guide, and he took us for a little stroll around the lake and explained just a few things to us. He was really informative. One of the things I wanted to share with you, if you want to see that blue, blue water of Lake Louise, you need to visit in August. The rest of the day is at our leisure to enjoy the lake, so we're going to take a walk all the way around the lake to be opposite where that landslide was. Come and I'll show you what the path looks like.
Now we're walking the trail that takes you around the side of Lake Louise. And we've walked quite a way, and I just want to show you. If you come at this time of year, so we're May 12th or earlier, you're going to come across this. It's slushy snow that's melted and slippery. But if you come at another time of year, this is a nice little trail to walk. And we're just walking up nearly to the end of where the lake, as far as you could see the lake, where the lake ends. But the trail is a bit rough and ready.
Now, if when you're walking you need to stop and take a break before walking any further, there's seats along the trail, although you might like to just sit and look at this view. But for us, we're going to keep walking up to about here. Looking here on the right-hand side, that's a frozen waterfall. Now, we're hoping that we can make it all the way round to there. The guide this morning told us it could take 1 to 2 hours, depending how fast you walk and whether you stop and enjoy those seats. Now, we just kept walking, and we wanted to also be able to see the landslide that happened yesterday. So let's just have a look at these pictures and then a video.
So yesterday when we saw that avalanche, this is where it came down. We've walked all the way round to see it. You can see where it hits the ground, and then it's snow and the lake, which is ice. Just there.
At first it did look like just snow, but the closer we got, we started to see it was also rocks and trees and dirt, and I was shocked at how wide it was. And we made it to the frozen waterfall. Yep, here's another sign. It says icefall, don't stop. Oh no, I broke that rule. I did stop for a very short time to take this video. And then I noticed this big crack in the ice. So I took this video and the few photos and we moved on straight away. I zoomed in to see how beautiful it is, the way that the ice is melting. It's amazing to think that everything around the waterfall has already melted, but this is still frozen solid. Now it's time to make our way back to the hotel, but I'm just going to leave you to enjoy these few photos of the ice melting. Well, I hope you enjoyed those photos. They were a little bit more than a sneak peek. Now, along the way of the trail, we did come across spots like this where the water was running through the rocks and across the path. And of course, that made the path really slippery and slushy. So I was so glad that we had our walking boots on to give us a little bit more traction. Now, we spent the afternoon just enjoying sitting around the lake. It was such a beautiful day, and I really like to people watch, just having the people coming and going. After that, we headed back into the hotel and we had another amazing meal at the same restaurant as last night. And just before heading to bed, we went and had a nice little stroll round the lake at night. We were so lucky yesterday was such a beautiful sunny day. Today we've woken up and it's hazy, low clouds and overcast. But we're going to be on the coach and heading towards Banff. So I'm glad we made the most of yesterday. Although I do like a good cloud photo. Okay, let's have a check-in of the weather. Ugh, it's 2 degrees. It's cold again. We just had on jeans and we just had our runners on. A long sleeve t-shirt, a jumper, and because we're on the coach most of today, we just took our jackets with us. This morning we don't need to be on the bus till 9:30, so we took the time to take our last view of the lake and our last photos. But while we were standing there, this happened. I know it's really hard to see, but it's another avalanche on that little rock face there. But it happened. That was our last bit of excitement for Lake Louise, and now it's time to head off to Banff. Lake Louise is the most beautiful place, whether it be frozen or that blue that you see in the photos. I have so much more to show you. We haven't even made it to the cruise to Alaska yet. Now we've got videos coming up on the hotel room in Lake Louise, a little bit of the hotel and a bit of a shock about the town of Lake Louise. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell so you know when I put my next video up if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment down below. Ask a question. I love to answer questions. Share with your friends. And if you've loved this video, give me a thumbs up. That way, YouTube's going to put it out to more people, and that really helps support me. Thank you so much for your support.